The two little boys played in the boatwork yard until a cat climbed the fence. Instantly, they gave chase, drove it across the tracks, and they filled their pockets with granite stones from the roadbed. The cat got away from them in the tall weeds, but they kept the stones because they were perfect in weight, shape, and size for throwing. You can't ever tell when you're going to need a stone like that. He turned down Cannery Row and whanged a stone at the corrugated iron front of Morden's Cannery. The startled man looked out the office window and then rushed for the door, but the boys were too quick for him. They were lying behind a wooden stringer in the lot before he even got near the door. He couldn't have found them in 100 years. I bet he could look all his life and he couldn't find us, said Joey. They got tired of hiding there after a while with no one looking for them. They got up and strolled on down Cannery Row. They looked a long time in Lee's window, coveting the pliers, the hacksaws, the engineer's caps, and the bananas. Then they crossed the street and sat down on the lower step of the stairs that went to the second story of the laboratory. Joey said, "You know, this guy in here got babies in bottles." "What kind of babies?" Willard asked. "Regular babies, only before they were born." "I don't believe it," said Willard. "Well, it's true. The Sprague kid's seen them, and he says they ain't no bigger than this, and they got little hands and feet and eyes." "And hair?" Willard demanded. "Well, the Sprague kid didn't say about hair. You should have asked him. I think he's a liar." "You better not let him hear you say that," said Joey. "Well, you can tell him I said it. I ain't afraid of him, and I ain't afraid of you. I ain't afraid of anybody. You want to make something of it?" Joey didn't answer. "Well, do you?" "No," said Joey. "I was thinking, why don't we just go up and ask the guy if he's got babies in bottles? Maybe he'd show them to us. That is, if he's got any." "He ain't there," said Willard. "When he's here, his car's here. He's away someplace." "I think it's a lie. I think the Sprague kid is a liar. I think you're a liar. You want to make something of that?" It was a lazy day. Willard was going to have to work hard to get up any excitement. "I think you're a coward, too. You want to make something of that?" Joey didn't answer. Willard changed his tactics. "Where's your old man now?" he asked in a conversational tone. "He's dead," said Joey. "Oh, yeah? I didn't hear. What'd he die of?" For a moment, Joey was silent. He knew Willard knew, but he couldn't let on he knew, not without fighting Willard. And Joey was afraid of Willard. He killed himself." "Yeah?" Willard put on a long face. "How'd he do it?" "He took rat poison." Willard's voice shrieked with laughter. "What'd he think he was, a rat?" Joey chuckled a little at the joke, just enough, that is. "He must have thought he was a rat," Willard cried. "Did he go crawling around like this? Look, Joey, like this? Did he wrinkle up his nose like this? Did he have a big old long tail?" Willard was helpless with laughter. "Why, he just get a rat trap and put his head in it." They laughed themselves out on that one. Willard really wore it out. Then he probed for another joke. "What'd he look like when he took it? Like this?" He crossed his eyes and opened his mouth and stuck out his tongue. "He was sick all day," said Joey. "He didn't die till the middle of the night. It really hurt him." Willard said, "What'd he do it for?" "He couldn't get a job," said Joey. "Nearly a year he couldn't get a job. And you know a funny thing? The next morning a guy come around to give him a job." Willard tried to recapture his joke. "I guess he just figured he was a rat," he said, but it fell through even for Willard. Joey stood up and put his hands in his pockets. He saw a little coppery shine in the gutter and walked toward it. But just as he reached it, Willard shoved him aside and picked up the penny. "I saw it first," Joey cried. "It's mine." "You want to try and make something of it?" said Willard. "Why don't you go and take your rat poison?"